Hi there. This is a tutorial on how to make decision matrices, and they can be used for a lot of engineering questions for answers, but also to rank options that you have, so long as you have an idea of the weights of each strategy they want to consider. So I'm going to give you an example um, with a problem and sort of indication of a solution. So here's the problem statement. Let's say there's a family of four people, and they want to decide what to do on a Saturday. They want to go on a field trip as a family, and each of the people actually want to go somewhere else. As you know, when you have teenagers, so there's two parents and two teenagers. They all can walk fine. They have a car, and all of them love visiting new places. They live near George Mason in Fairfax, Virginia, and they don't want to spend any money. So here they're saying they don't have any money, but we can consider that the cost is an issue. But they do have enough money to pay for gas. So I put here the from this problem statement, I can see that cost is a variable to them. Distance from their house. They want it to be outside, and I am considering that from the can all walk. Nowadays with COVID, you can't make this inside a mall. You can't go walking inside a mall possibly. And then if it's a new place or not, should be a consideration. So because they like visiting new places. And here the sum and the total, and this last one, oopsie, sorry about that. The last one is going to be the rank. Um, I will talk you guys through this this decision matrix here. So first of all, we have a feeling for the variables we're going to be evaluating. Without really talking about the possible solutions yet, we're going to talk about the weights. And I'm going to start with thinking that their weight is the weight for the cost, how much money they will pay is between 0 and 10. I'm going to say a 5. And the distance maybe is a little less important than the money, so I'm going to give it the weight of a 4. The fact that it's outside, it's possibly even more important than the cost, so I'm going to give it a 6. And then if it's a new place, I have this feeling from the problem statement that something even more important. So I'm going to give a weight of 8. And the rest I don't need to worry about it yet. So these are weights as if you're going to take an exam and there are 4 questions. The most important one will have the most weight and the least important the less weight. I, in principle, want to put here things 0 to 10, but you can put any weights you want, 0 to 100, for example. They all should be more or less within the same scale. So if you have one of the weights is a 1, the other one 100, you can disregard the 1 because it's not going to make a difference actually. So, but the relative weights are important, right? And now I came up with 3 ideas here. So we could tell them, hey, you should go visit GMU, or you can go to a park near your house you've never been to. Or you can drive to West Virginia and visit a brand new park. So also this is a new, like new to them, right? So it's going to be a new park. And there's also a park nearby, let's say 10 miles away. It's also going to be new. So we can then give grades to each one of these solutions, assuming the question of cost. And now I'm going to disregard the red here. So visit to GMU, let me make all this. Visit to GMU is going to cost them nothing. So the visit to GMU is a grade of 10. I'm grading from 0 to 10. A park nearby is also going to cost them almost nothing, but it will cost them getting the car, maybe putting a little bit of gas. I'm going to give it a 9. And driving to West Virginia is the worst possible answer in terms of the cost. So I'm giving it a grade of 4, for example. So yeah, if you were driving to New York, or Chicago, it would be a 0. It would be very costly. In terms of distance, GMU wins. They don't want to be too far, I think. I don't know why I put distance here, but the park nearby, also in terms of distance, is probably pretty good. The West Virginia one is not that good, gets a 5. And then this is outside, outside, and outside. All of them are good. If I had something with an inside place here to have a 0 in it, and then if it's a new place, GMU gets a 0. They've been there many, many times. Park nearby, they've never been to. It's novel, but it's not as novel as West Virginia, gets a 10. Maybe they've never been to West Virginia. And a park nearby, even though it's a new park, they have been nearby many times, so I'm going to give this an 8. Of course, your grades could be completely different than mine. And now we're done, giving grades to these several options. And the only thing the decision matrix does is that we're going to sum each weight is like grading somebody's exam, right? So this person got 100% on this, so I'm gonna multiply 5 times this plus then 4 times 10 plus 6 times 10 plus 8 times 0, which is 60 plus 40 plus 50 plus 60, which is 150. So basically the total of the campus visit to GMU visit is 150. It's their grade. So now here it's 5 times 9 is 45 plus 40 plus 60 plus 64, which is 145 plus it's like 209. Already going to a park nearby beats going to GMU. And now let's see if West Virginia wins. So it's 20 plus 20 plus 60 plus 80, which is 140, 680. So in this case, really, this family would select this. And then if something happened and this didn't work well for some reason, this would be second choice and this would be a third choice. So hopefully this makes sense for you guys to, this is the rank, okay, to see how I decided on one of these 3, not knowing a priori which one would be the best option. Oh, I see you can't see this here. Without really knowing what the best option would have been of these. So hopefully this makes sense, and I'm going to ask you to do the same thing with selecting a framework for software and for discussion forum, and I will explain this during our meeting.